All right, guys, we are back, of course. As I said earlier, we are jumping into Michael Keaton, the Tim Burton 1989 Batman. Of course, Jack Nicholson, an iconic actor, makes his appearance as the Joker in this film. And it is a movie that changed my life, my collector life, my nerd life, whatever you want to call it. This movie made me fall in love with those superhero characters and made me a toy collector. We'll talk about that more as we take a look at this figure. So thanks for joining us here on Batman Day to celebrate the 85th anniversary. I hope you'll stick with us through the whole thing. We plan on releasing, there's like 9 or 10 of these figures, hitting each one every hour throughout the day. And I want to thank you. This is, of course, the second one. If you've missed the first one, that is the Adam West Batman. Be sure to jump over to the channel, check that out. In the meantime, we are going to get into this figure and take a look at McFarlane's DC Superheroes 1989 Michael Keaton as Batman. And did I mention we've got a Batmobile to look at? So I'm standing here getting ready to unbox this amazing Batman and Batmobile from McFarlane Toys for you. And I gotta say, I am unexpectedly hit with extreme feelings of nostalgia. I totally, when I undertook this project, I knew I was going to talk a lot about the Tim Burton Batman movie and how it inspired me to really like comics and stuff. And we've talked about that already in an earlier video. But I never really anticipated how this particular toy was going to make me feel. Taking it out of the box immediately, the shipping box that came in, for you guys that don't know, this is exclusive to Amazon. Retail is $75, I believe. It is the only place you can get that Tim Burton Batman figure. Of course, they did do a Keaton 89 from The Flash, but this is the one that has that Tim Burton figure. There is also a movie pack that was produced that has one in it, but outside of that really expensive pack, this is the only one where you can get it. But taking it out of the multiple boxes this thing shipped in to protect it and seeing the packaging, while it is different, I was immediately flooded with memories of that Toy Biz Batman, Batmobile, that entire line of Toy Biz Batman figures, Bob, Batman, the Joker, just all came flooding back. And, you know, then that spawned the DC Comics Superheroes line. And I remember having those all up on my wall. And this Batmobile from that line was like one of my all-time favorite toys. You had that slip case that represent the armor from that scene in the movie where it armors itself up. Just insane. And sometimes it's so strange how nostalgia hits you. And like the flood of memories, the flood of emotion you get, it just all comes rushing back. And this is one of the ones that I think has been the most surprising to me, because other than this project, I really hadn't been interested in collecting this line. I kind of was inspired by some of the videos from PD7 of him getting that and saying, you know, what would really make a cool display is having all these movie Batmans up and posed out, and just a really cool homage to all those. And it really, really surprises me how much seeing this in person And holding this package really made all those memories come flooding back. So, well, enough of the emotional stuff. Let's take a quick look. And I know it's going to be kind of hard to see here, but the package is really the same on all sides. There's a, you get the side of the box. That's about the one difference. Let's see if we can't. The bottom really has nothing on it. You can see on this side you do have a good shot of the toy itself. So enough of this gold label McFarlane box. Let's just get this thing open. We got a piece of tape there. We've got a piece of tape here, and I just knocked something on the floor. What am I doing? Hopefully I'm not destroying the box there. And we have one last one. Let's see, where are you? One last one right here. Put that aside and turn this around again, because this is going to open from this side. We can get that puppy open. And trying not to knock over 1,000 things as we do this. Oh, just a little piece of cardboard, nothing in that. And it looks like we have our vehicle just... God, this whole thing is moving around on me. It's kind of in there, isn't it? Okay, it's got a... So let's take this box out of the way. And you can see our vehicle here has this cardboard mashed up around it. Let's get this off. And inside this cardboard, we have some poly bags. So clean up as I go here. Let's first just check out this Batmobile, and going to open the bags here. Got one of our wings, and there's another one. Our fins. And let's see, is this sealed? Nope, got some tape on here. Look at that amazing toy. Let's zoom in a little bit here, now that we got this thing open. Alrighty, so we can see here we have our wings. I don't see that the wings have any real difference, but yep, there's only going to be one way they can go on. Come on here. Which ones do we think go in first? This side? Come on. There we go. It's right in place. Now let's get this one in there. We'll start with this and this. And I never like that sound because it sounds like something's breaking, but There we go. There we go. Got that whole Batmobile there. Try to swing it around, get you a better look. Of course, there's the iconic front. All those lines of the Corvette that this was originally designed on. Let's see, how do we open this? Does it just slide forward or pop off? Oh, it's got a little button. Slides forward. I'll give you a kind of look there in there on the inside. So you can see it is a one-seater. Of course, in the movie, I believe technically it was two, but still very cool. So there's our McFarlane Tim Burton era Batmobile. Of course, we got to check out what we came for. And it doesn't appear there's an actual card with this, unlike some of all the other figures. So there's our display stand for the figure, and we have freed Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne, aka the Batman, from his tomb. Let's zoom up here and take a look at this figure. Once again, we have a cloth cape. Love to see that. His hands are molded in the fists, so that has been the pattern on a couple of these figures. He has got those double jointed knees, and they are stiff on this one, which has not necessarily been the case on the others. We have the ratcheting hip. Doesn't really, I mean, there's some rotation like this, so there's a little bit of rotation in the hip. Again, the double hinged knee. The boots are molded to the leg, so there's no rotation there. But we do have the rotation around the feet. Of course, the up and down. We have the toe. There's not really any rocker on the feet. Does not really move down there. Shoulders, we do have the butterfly. We have the shoulder rotation. We have the bicep rotation. Of course, that double hinged elbow. Got the fists that rotate. And they move up and down a little. Not sure why you would move that motion with these fists, but there they are. As mentioned, we have that soft goods cape. The head movement on this one, a lot of up movement, which is nice. Not so much down movement. Good left, right. So pretty typical figure. Again, the trunks are this softer plastic. Love to see that. In this case, though, that the color is off just a tiny bit because of the material and the way the paint reacts with that material versus the rest of it. We have that awesome soft goods cape. Again, no wire, so that seems to be the case with these. Let's see if we can get him with some of these McFarlane toys. It seems like if only one so far I've seen has that wire in the cape. But man, this thing is, God, just look at that. That is so nostalgic. That is amazing. That iconic Batmobile sitting behind him, ready to go, ready to fight the Joker. Of course, Jack Nicholson's Joker. Let's see if we can actually get this guy to sit in the Batmobile. It is got this wide-legged stance, so I'm not convinced how easy he's going to actually go in here. But And I have to get some bend on those arms. But there you go. Batman in the Batmobile. Kind of bring him up so you can see in that window. So cool. Yeah, I mean, all the feels with this thing. You got the rubber tires. I've learned to kind of hate rubber tires, to be honest with you. Like, I think they're great. They feel good. But you go back and look at those G1 Transformers. You look at Mask and all those toys that used those rubber tires. They are not holding up over time. They're splitting. They're just deteriorating. And you got to be super careful with them. And so one of these things, let's see if we got no wheel turn, so still very cool. But it is kind of frustrating because, you know, you don't want to see those go bad. So you really got to take care of them. You know, these, keep them out of sunlight, keep them protected. You know, I've even heard like applying like an oil lubricant, things like that to them. And I think this thing has a mind of its own. It's just magically moving. But, you know, is what it is with these. So the rubber obviously gives you, the rubber tires give you that more authentic feel and look, but definitely give me concerns for longevity. One thing I just noticed, the hinge on the body, again, this is somewhat like the Batman 66 figure we just looked at, that he's got a little rotation forward, a lot backwards, but not a ton. So you get a little better bend in him, if you can see that, but not a ton. I'll bring him forward so you can see that sculpt on the head, if we can get that to, you know, focus in there. Really looks close to him. I think it's pretty good. So yeah, just an awesome figure. This is the one that it's all about for me. This is the one, as I mentioned before, this is the one that got me into comics, got me into superheroes. Of course, I had toys like the Secret Wars when I was younger that came out before this. I had a myriad of minor superhero toys, but I wouldn't say I was a big superhero fan. I'd watch the cartoons. On Saturday morning, I'd seen the Superman movies, but this movie hit at just the right age for me that I became super obsessed with the Batman, consumed everything I possibly could with the Batman, from that old 66 show to the comics to the toys to the cereal and the banks that came in the cereal to the trading cards. This was a flood of, this is really where the collector bug in me bit. Those Toy Biz Batman toys, the DC Comics superheroes line that spun off of that, those were the first ones I kept, where I never opened them, kept them on display on the wall. Of course, I did open the Batman toys, like the Batmobile and the Batwing and the Batman figures. But the DC Comics toys themselves, I kept all the packaging in perfect condition, all that stuff growing up. And so this is the movie, Tim Burton's Batman, Michael Keaton's portrayal of Batman, that created the collector monster that is now making a channel talking about toys dedicated to the Batman on the 85th anniversary of Batman on Batman Day. And so I'm super excited with this figure. Let's take a look. The sides, we can flip that cowl so you can see the blades there on the gauntlets. Of course, there's the back of the cape and the back of the head. We've got these nice long ears, and there's the other side. So you can see all those joints. They are pin joints. I really wish they'd go away from those. Kind of copy what G.I. Joe is doing, some of the other more advanced figure lines with the more ball joints and things like that, so you don't see those pins, but still so cool. So cool. And I'm just finding myself rambling because I'm at awe with this set. So let's as we digest this, let's take a moment to get our final thoughts together and talk about what we just saw. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, can you believe that Batmobile, that Michael Keaton figure? So iconic. All the emotions that came along with this one for me were insane. I just can't put into words well how much this figure, this Batmobile, just brought back the rushes of memories. And I hope you enjoyed sharing that moment with me, because I definitely enjoyed sharing it with you. And now we're going to look forward to our next one coming up soon. In just a matter of about 60 minutes, we're going to take a look at Val Kilmer in that iconic sonar Batman suit from Batman Forever. So again, if you just catching this video, would appreciate you making it all the way to the end and hitting that like button. If you want to honor us with a subscribe or smashing the subscribe button, whatever you call it, we would sincerely appreciate. As always, I really appreciate your guys' support of this channel. Ring that bell for notifications, because in just about an hour, 50 or so minutes from now, we're going to take a look at that Val Kilmer Batman. So until then, have fun.